Good evening, people. It's nice to finally talk to you about things going on in the real world as well as here. This attack and launch on the Scientology and the Siorg, I hope everybody watching this still gets along with their own personal life. I know I'm trying to. I've received more than 2,000 emails. I'm trying to keep up with it. So if some of my answers are a bit short, I'll get to you in a couple of weeks or a week, because I'm doing a couple of radio shows and getting some things out for some newspapers around the world. So a little bit tired right now. No time to listen to Def Leppard. But look, I did want to discuss one last thing with everybody before I take a bit of a break from the videos. Finally, the Church of Scientology issued a statement about what I said in my letter to Senator Xenophon. And they've come back with some interesting answers. Not really a surprise, considering we are talking about church here, and we all know what to expect. Fundamentally, what they're saying here in their statement back is that they describe me as being a mean, hateful young man who was once caught by fellow staff members shooting a BB gun at homeless people, who carried knives, dangerous spikes, and was given a chance to redeem himself. They say here that the church assisted me in an 8-year medical program for a condition that I had. They also say that I put up an anti-Scientology website and tried to extort the church to pay me $75,000 for them to buy the domain. They also say that Senator Xenophon got some of the things wrong. And of course I'm a chronic liar. Now, I could really go on about this, but I really find it quite amusing. I mean, I gave all this credibility to the church and said that they would come after me really hard, and this is the best they can do. Perhaps our mutual enemy really are just thick as two bricks, and I'll tell you why. In their public statement regarding Aaron, they didn't actually answer any allegation whatsoever, but I'm going to comment on it briefly and quickly. I did shoot at homeless people. It wasn't just me, it was other people. We enjoyed it. Myself and 200 Siorg members would walk past these homeless people in Los Angeles every day. We didn't give them food, we didn't talk to them. Remember, they were downstats, they were degraded beings. The church watched some of them die. We didn't give them shelter, we didn't even give them a blanket. So yeah, I shot a BB gun at them, and I did a lot worse than that too. Try to understand, back then I was a different human being, and to me back then they were complete scum and less than human. Of course they're not that, and they deserve better treatment than any Siorg member I know. Yes, I was consistently out ethics throughout my entire time in the Siorg, and I was always in trouble. Every committee of evidence on me was torn up because I did so well at being an enforcer for them. And after every major out ethics incident, I was in actual fact promoted. After the incidents they talk about, me shooting the BB gun, I was promoted twice following that. They enjoyed me because I was very hard line for them, and right to the very end I was celebrated for my out ethics and rewarded for it. When I was 17, my mother saved me from dying by pulling me out of the Siorg to go to the hospital. The church refused to pay for a taxi and refused to call an ambulance. My mum did all that. If she didn't do that, I wouldn't be here today. The Siorg gave me a 4-week medical program, which included me getting all my medication from the hospital so they didn't have to pay for it. And they gave me an auditing program which was to, quote, talk to the organs of my body and have the organs of my body talk back to me. there was no medical treatment as claimed in the statement that ran for 8 years. There was no medical treatment at all. When I eventually got to Los Angeles years later, because I was in charge of finances, I approved for myself a 6 to 8 week program whereby the doctors would test my blood and tell me what my potassium level was. It didn't actually include any medical treatment of any kind. I won't go into the part where the Scientology's always had a policy of sending people to medical doctors. We both know that's just not true. In 2005, Aaron did put up an anti-Scientology website. I did it because the church here in New Zealand wouldn't leave my family alone. When I did put the website up, they considered it a threat and they wanted it back. And I said, the domain name is valuable, you can buy it for 75 grand. I knew they weren't going to pay for it. The reason why I asked for that is because they also decided to come and harass me and my family and call them up, calling me at my place of work. And Mike Ferris himself personally refused to leave my property in Mount Albert and demanded that he speak to me about it. We reached a settlement where they paid me $100 for the website, and Mike Ferris, a Scientologist, bought the website. The agreement was I would lay off them if they finally would agree to lay off my family, and they agreed. Months later, they broke that agreement. Hence my disdain for them and the fact of that's why I'm here doing what I'm doing. They spoke about Mr. Xenophon getting wrong statements, which I can't really deny. He had a lot of information there, but it is true that there was an attempted rape of me, and it is true that the Church of Scientology covered it up. It is also true that I was chased by a man with a knife who was known to the Sea Org as an enemy, and that we refused to deal with this, and that on both occasions I was punished for allowing a out public relations situation to exist. They've made a comment on my beans and rice, which is completely false. They haven't answered the question. In fact, they haven't answered any of the allegations at all. They're doing what they normally do by issuing out a statement to try to make me look like a twat. Unfortunately for them, they make themselves look like a twat, because my ethics files do show I was a bad son of a bitch for all my time in the Sea Org, and yet amazingly I just keep getting promoted for it. But I did. I was promoted because I would do things that no one else sadly would do. They say I left in 95 and 96 from the Sea Org. It's untrue. I left 3 times, and every time they begged me to come back. They waived all my out qualifications and told me every time I can be a messenger. You know, we all know what it's like to blow from that place, and they call you back, and you know, afterwards they say we tried to help him. It's very interesting, isn't it? That's about it from the public side. I've met some really great people through contacting me through the videos, and I'm really proud to meet you all. There's some big things on the horizon with some newspapers and some television stations around the world, and we're going to go for them. I just hope that everybody can keep in mind that I'm a little bit upset by what's going on, and I'm trying to find time to relax, and I just love you all, not because you're on my YouTube channel, just because you send me emails that come from the heart, and it goes to show that we've all gained something from talking and speaking. I can't thank you enough for your emails. Yeah, that's about it, and I'll be in touch again after the weekend. There's some exciting things happening over here, and don't forget to live life and have a laugh, and I'll try to do the same. See you later for now.